As you all know, the bear market is in full swing and has been for quite a while right now. So what I want to do is share with you my personal sentiment as what I consider an average retail investor, and also a strategy I've been thinking about as it relates to my shitcoins, because I assume that many of you guys have shitcoins just like I do. So in this video, I'm going to share with you what I believe a shitcoin is, give a backdrop of how this all came to be, what I'm thinking now, what I'm thinking in the future, and discuss some possible strategies. So all of that coming right up. So hey everybody, I'm Kevin from Bitcoin for Beginners, and I want to welcome you back to episode number 8 of Kevin Talks Crypto, a series where I talk about various things going on in my mind, things I'm interested in, and these opinions do not necessarily reflect those of other influencers under the BFB umbrella. So with that in mind, if you don't mind supporting me by giving me a quick like and also subscribe if you haven't already, I would greatly appreciate that. So let's dive right in. First of all, we have to define what is a shitcoin. And to me, this is a coin that you kind of buy when you're just thinking about the riches and Lambos, and that's like your main priority when targeting these. And you don't necessarily spend the time to do thorough due diligence and research as you may have with other coins in the past. It may be driven by a lot of FOMO, like your friends shill it to you or your favorite YouTuber shills it to you and you're like, oh, I'm gonna buy immediately, and try to beat other people to the punch. If you take a closer look at the project, it may be filled with a lot of fluff, not really filled with like really strong substance and core fundamentals of the project, the team, partnerships, all of that stuff that should be considered when deciding to buy a coin. So the real question to ask about shitcoins is how much confidence do you have in them in the long term, right? Would you be willing to bet everything on it? Do you really think it's gonna go back up eventually? Because the whole market is suffering, but the idea is that shitcoins are gonna stay shit and good coins are gonna recover. So let's take a look at how we got to this point, right? Well, here are 3 charts of various coins, and as you can see, around December, they all had massive pumps. And so that is the time when a lot of people started buying these so-called shitcoins, me included, right? Because I honestly was slow to this because I was skeptical, but I saw people making 10x gains in like 2 weeks. I'm like, the opportunity is just too much for me to not try a little bit, right? So I did, bought a few coins people were shilling me and thought that was a good idea. Sure enough, it was, because the coins I bought at least somewhat early definitely did rocket quite a bit, like 10x gains, and I was really happy, even hoping that it went to like 100x. So I threw a few ethers across like a dozen different projects, definitely not crippling me, but a relatively small percentage of my portfolio I was willing to gamble on these shitcoins back in like late January. And so that was my mistake, because I kept on buying even after the trend was getting kind of long in the tooth, if you know what I mean. Instead of riding the wave early, I got in late, and so that was an unfortunate aspect. And then the bears came. If you guys all remember, multi-month bear market that's still going, to be honest, and no one really knows when this is over. But my shitcoins, don't take offense if some of these you think aren't shit. I'm not necessarily saying they don't have good parts of it, but like I bought app coins after it was shilled to me, Kanya coin, Bounty OX, Wabi, definitely not coins with the strongest fundamentals and other stuff going on for it. All of them have gone down for me personally. These are just my personal buy points and current price, 85 to 95%, like huge astronomical losses, right? Whereas my more solid coins like Bitcoin, Ethereum, Neo, whatever, those are doing much better relatively speaking. So my previous strategy for these shitcoins was just to hodl, because that's what we have ingrained in our heads as many crypto investors in it for the long term, and just wait patiently for another random pump, the next irrational rocket stage, right? Because that is possible, but no one knows. Just waiting for them to go to the moon again before we can sell it and maybe not lose that much and reinvest back into something that we believe in more. But now I've been wondering, is it time to change that strategy, right? Because you have people like Brad Garlinghouse from Ripple and Goldman Sachs analysts and a lot of other people who argue that most of the coins out these days are not going to be around in a few years. They're going to go to zero. Of course, the big ones like Bitcoin has been around for years and years, so that is very unlikely just to die and go to zero, but the other ones are likely. All we have to do is look at history history. Here is a snapshot I took from CoinMarketCap.com's historical archives, and this is actually from roughly 3 years ago. And I showed you rankings number 20 to 34 on purpose because many of these are no longer there and they're just like dead, not being maintained anymore. No one even trades it. Who knows what exchanges they're on, right? So shitcoins they are, dead coins too, you could say. And just know that these are 20 to 34. As you go down the list, down to like 100 to 200, even more of those are dead now. So a lot of the coins that we think have good potentials because they're small cap that we FOMO'd into back in January, those may be dead coins sooner rather than later, who knows? So just to wrap things up, I want to show you guys a website that I just came across the other day on Reddit, which is called doiownashitcoin.com. And this is more for fun, but like if you type in different ones, it will tell you whether or not they're shitcoins and have some different things to say. It says EOS is a mid-tier shitcoin, Neo, high-tier shitcoin, but I wouldn't take a lot of these seriously because even for one of my favorite ones like Kyber, they say it's such shit. So it's more for jest, more for fun, but you can check it out if you want, just to play around. I think it's some lighthearted humor in this bear market while we're just patiently hodling as crypto investors. So thank you guys for watching. If you don't mind smashing that like button, commenting down below with what your thoughts are on this whole shitcoin hodling or selling strategy. Once again, I appreciate all of you guys very much, and I encourage you to check out some of our other videos too. This is Kevin, and I'll see you guys next time.